Hi Capricorn, thank you for joining me. I hope you are well. I hope you've been having a really good 2022 so far. Welcome to Aquarius season. Happy Lunar New Year right off the bat, 1st of February. So if you are celebrating the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, have a really good day. In Chinese astrology, it's the Blackwater Tiger, right? And you need to think ambition and suaveness and sleekness and generosity, tranquility, calmness, ambition. It's very luxurious. Mercury goes direct in Capricorn on the 3rd of February, and this in your sign is really practical and realistic. It's kind of like a no nonsense kind of approach to just business matters and life in general. On the 14th of February, Mercury re-enters Aquarius on Valentine's Day. I think it's about like being inventive, trying things that you wouldn't normally do, like just stuff that's outside of the box. February the 16th, a full moon in Leo. You know, they call this a very dramatic lunation, and I think that's because it's very expressive and it's kind of saying to you, shine the spotlight on your best and your worst, kind of thing. And on the 18th, the sun then enters into Pisces. I want to apologize for my finger, the little band on the finger. Okay, Capricorn, take a deep breath in for me. So well done you for hosting Venus retrograde this year. Damsel in distress, or what? That was a fucking train wreck. Sorry. Intense. And then I think you were holding it down really well because it was kind of like, look at the most toxicest of bonds, right? Within your love and, your love arena and your financial arena. And kind of stretch it out and just like be about the trashiest, toxicest bits. Like, it's so just wow. So it's gone direct, thank God, back in January. Mercury retrograde was good to stir up the dust while we were going through that little emotional breakdown. You know, really challenging self-worth. I think it's been a lot to do with how we were put together, and if it wasn't necessarily like fit enough, then it was being ripped to shreds for you to start all over again. Oh, how nice. Look, that's you. King of Pentacles. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, and I have here the Two of Cups. So it could be you and a potential earth sign, someone who's very much about the business, in their power, quite a masculine energy here, not gender specific, but you know, someone who is bringing home the dinero and a lot of it very much in their power, in their element. Is this you, Capricorn? I think, are you considering the potential of a relationship? I don't think this is just any relationship. I think this is like two people that are intrinsically connected through divine purpose. Their cups meet. They meet. There's an equal exchange. There's an energy of mirroring. There's an element of yin and yang and offering one what the other can't, and vice versa. It makes me think of equilibrium, and it makes me think of harmony. It makes me think of new love, if not pre-existing love. I don't know if this is you looking over at, Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. Having just come out of that, a lot of, like I said, Mercury in Aquarius in retrograde was a lot to do with stirring up the dust. I think you may be looking over certain relationships. This could be relationships of the past. It could be relationships of the present. And I think it might even be a relationship that you wish to cultivate. Significant soulmate, twin flame, the pair, all of that. That kind of energy. You know, I very recently questioned whether or not I believe in this twin flame stuff. Like, I know that I believe that the soul was split into two, and then our memory was kind of erased when we came here. And it's all been, like, predestined and pre-aligned and stuff, but I think it's rather interesting when you look at the way people respond and react to each other from a point of their traumas, and how the other interprets and understands based off of their personal traumas and triggers. You know, life really is quite an interesting tapestry. So I think it's always fun to consider where the person's coming from. And I think if you're by any chance meeting cups with someone, I'm not going to take the ones that didn't turn upwards. No, I am. They're your cards. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. So, I'm going to put that there. Let's read out the cards. And the World. The Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Tower, oh, I love this, the Ace of Cups, and the Star. This is really nice. Significant Aquarius energy, significant Scorpio potentially, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So, I see a match here, a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. So you are obviously looking over at somebody with fire in their chart. Quite fiery, passionate, very passionate, you know. Could be a very good friend. Like, this is a loyal friend who will take care of you if you ever needed them to. Do you know what I mean? Like, this would be the person that you called if, like, your shit was really going left and you needed some help. So I do feel like there is an answer to an ending and a new beginning in regards to a relationship. Closing out of an old cycle, beginning of a new cycle. But I think this is very much you understanding as above, so below. So there's universal laws here that require you to kind of show up as a very neutral person in all of this. And a lot of that might mean, you know, cleansing cords and cleansing up your aura and perhaps surrendering. I say surrendering because do you see how he's still looking back for the swords behind him? Now, a lot of people say this is about cheating. This card, the Seven of Swords card, is a cheater. He's run off with the army swords, so they don't use they don't use those very swords against him. For me, it's kind of like being present in that moment. Like, can you just let yourself get away with the fucking crime? Like, go stop looking behind you at what you've missed. Like, if you're not paying attention in the moment, you're running the risk of, like, kind of being negligent to the experience or whatever the experience might try to teach you. And I feel like there is this element of, like, being very fixed and focused on what you've known or what has been or how it's been, where the universe is kind of offering you this cup, like, yo, here's the potential of all of this new stuff that can be post-retrograde of two of the most, like, up-close planets, so they have serious effect on our mood, I mean, if the moon can affect our mood and the sun can affect our mood, then Venus, the inner planet, I mean, of course, astrology is very real, Capricorn. Look, think whilst Mercury is in retrograde, which is the mid-month of February, think about the potentials that you haven't allowed yourself to explore because of some self-limiting belief or some sort of fixed focus on all of the lack, Capricorn. Allow yourself the possibility of belief. And you've kind of made it full circle with one cycle. There's been a lot you've learned from it, and you're stronger for it, and you get to take those wands home, so don't quite drop the wands just yet. Just hang tight for a second. You made it home nearly. It's in the, it's in eyesight. You're nearly there. Significant Aquarius energy. Mars and Venus go into Aquarius, and they pair up, and it's like magic dust, because it's like this combustion energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine just kind of really showing up in strength and uniting, and then the ripple effect of that energy of these two power planets. The star is always a reminder to remain fluid, remain expansive, try and think outside of the box. Think of all the different ways that you can stay in the flow without being too fixed. Always explore the other option. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. It's expansion. It's thinking futuristically. And it's kind of really focused on a positive outcome. Like Aquarius for me, and I have so many close relationships with Aquarians. Like, the most predominant people in my life have been Aquarians. And I fucking love them. Because they will always leave you with a lesson. A valuable lesson about life. And you kind of have you need to have a very, very big the ability to conceptualize, to be able to offer those kind of lessons to other people in such a well executed and perfectly thought out way. So Capricorn, I think the energy here is go with the flow. The Tower card, I do feel like you might be currently going through something which might feel like life's a bit rocky, unstable. I would trust that as a North Node now in Taurus, fixed Earth, you being very cardinal, having your own way, wanting it your way, my way or the highway, where you're kind of being like told, hold on, make sure things are done properly. Can't just charge forward on this one. You got to take your time with this one. Lay the firm foundations. And then watch how the struggle turns into like a very harmonious overflow. Bottom of the deck was the Five of Cups. Oh, but that's so nice. Look. With the Nine of Cups completely underneath. There's a really necessary perspective shift, okay? There might need to be a moment, and the Aquarius new moon is probably a good time for that, which is probably the 31st of Capricorn? No, of January. Whatever that was lost, the 3 cups that are spilled, and his attention so fixed on. I think have your moment. Acknowledge the loss. Do the energy work to shift your perspective. What you still have with you is more than enough to get you where you want. It's about being proactive in shifting your perspective and doing what it takes to lead you towards where you need to be. Being grateful for what you still have will lead you to, once you start laying the foundations again and start setting things up right again, it'll lead you to a very, 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 very content place. He sits very smug in the center of all of those cups he's accumulated. And he even has enough to offer. Do you remember? It's about a new beginning. It's about confidence. It's about expansive thinking. It's about not giving up just yet. Focus on what's going on right now. Think bigger than you have and change this perspective. The hard work that you put in, Capricorn, leads you to a lot of cups. That's a lot of emotional fulfillment. Those cups are filled with life lessons, joy, happiness, emotions, contentment, feelings of gratitude. It's about being smug, sat in the center of it. And I said this to Virgo because when I'm silly with them, they laugh. So please just laugh. He just sort of sat there with his hat and his robe on, just like, yo, I'm fantastic. I can literally conquer anything. And this is leading to that kind of a moment where you have that kind of self-actualization. And then the universe does this wonderful thing and kind of meets you, mirrors you with this like spontaneous combustion moment, which just leads you to like your mirror, the other part of your soul. It's divinely orchestrated. Trust it. Don't fight it. Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. To book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com. I'm doing 15 minutes additional to all readings booked between now and the 1st of February. I hope you catch this in time. Rubyreadstarot.com to book a reading. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Lots of love to you, Capricorn. Take it easy. And I said...